This one was tweeted by you. You asked, which top 10 team is most likely to be upset this weekend? A, Alabama, B, Michigan, or C, Clemson. So let's go to our first response here. This one comes from Bongo Blue 2, who came at us with the graphs. We've got research on this, analytics. Bongo Blue 2 says, Iowa's offense is so bad, I really don't see much there for Michigan to be upset. It's not just bad, it's really bad with the graph to prove it. RJ, how do you feel about it?
A couple things to unpack here. First, I have a book that was reviewed by Kyrgyzstan and got a Kyrgyzstan review, and I still make typos in my tweets. Sorry about that. It should be which of the top 10 or which top 10 team. But you know what? I appreciate everybody for getting on board and responding to my typographical error. That's number one. Number two is, yo, dog, stop snatching other people's graphs to make your point without citing them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put that together. You snatched that off the Twitters. And then didn't HT know it? Nobody. Didn't via nobody. So I'm not even going to come out here and give you any respect for this, man. We all know what Iowa's offense is. It's awesome is what it is. It's run by the punter. Torrey Taylor out here going, I'm running away with the Ray Guy Award. Forget the Heisman, okay? And not for nothing, but the offense looking at the defense like, what they need us for? What we eat up clock. That's what we do. We stand still while they get a breather. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but the Iowa defense has allowed 23 points all year. The Iowa defense has also scored 16 points this year. I'm saying, roll safe with the knowledge. You don't need no offense if you got a defense that can score, baby. You don't need no offense if your punter is routinely nailing people inside the 20-yard line and letting the defense go to work. Nah, man, I'm not here for the Iowa offensive slander or libel in this respect because it's too easy. Tyler, do you need an offense to go and beat anybody in the game of football? Like, theoretically.
Me and you are on the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to Iowa. Like, you enjoy watching the rock fight. It pains me. But we'll get into that more later, though. Let's go to our next response. This one comes from producer Jesse. Wow, another producer chiming in. Producer Jesse says Clemson. So how do you like the Wolfpack's chances against the Tigers this weekend?
Yeah, so I went and checked out this Twitter profile because I'm like, anybody calling themselves a producer on this show is going to have to be producing something. You're going to have to show me some results here. We're not just giving that title out, all right? Like, we don't say lead producer and senior producer on this show because it's nice. So you're going to have to come up with some tape. You're going to have to come up with some hosts. You're going to have to show me something, dog. You can't just be in here saying producer whatever in your Twitter handle. Clemson, okay, cool, fine. Yeah, I mean, that's the one that I would pick. You know, it's also the one that I did pick because I said North Carolina State is going to be good. And now Devin Leary and your mans, they're going to have to step up in Death Valley. The original Death Valley, for all of you LSU fans, I actually made the video on the channel way before I got here at Fox Sports. You can go look it up because I even got the LSU SID saying, no, Death Valley is in Clemson, South Carolina. It is not in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Don't fight me, fight facts. They be facts, though. They be facts, though. Just like North Carolina State has a great opportunity to beat Clemson and take control of the ACC. It's always fun to look at the schedule and be able to circle a game in each one of these conferences and say, hey, that game is going to reshape not just the conference, but college football, depending on how it goes. North Carolina State has an opportunity to do this because then everybody looked at Dave Doran and the Wolfpack and what are they going to do on the way to the rest of the ACC, and looking at Clemson and going, see, I thought that Dabo was going to have a down year after losing both his offensive and defensive coordinator. Even right now, as we sit here talking about this, everybody's like, no, Dabo go figure it out. It's going to be fine. And you know what? It's a good time to be on the Clemson train, Tyler, because DJ Uiagalelei is actually starting to play like the dude we thought he was going to be 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when I was looking at the responses to this, a lot of people were saying Clemson, and that's actually the reason why I don't think it's going to be Clemson. I think they really found something last week with DJ. You're right, it was the best he's looked probably since that Notre Dame game in 2020, which has honestly carried him up to this point because people are always like, well, we saw that. We know he has it in him. But we'll see this Saturday. They got another big game. Let's move on to our next one. This one comes from Yosef Benji, who says, Clemson playing a tough NC State team, but Alabama better play to their potential because Arkansas is a good team. I'm guessing Yosef is saying that Alabama is most likely, but honestly, in all of your responses, and there were a lot, not one person had the guts to say it was Alabama. This is the closest I could get. So do you think Alabama has a chance to get upset this weekend?
Yeah, they got a chance. Yeah, there's always a chance. But I think that the listeners of the #1 college football show are Exceedingly smart because they understand history, right? That's what everybody wants to come after me for, is tradition, right? This peer pressure from dead people. But in this case, you look at Nick Saban's resume, as I mentioned, he lost to Trevor Knight. You know who he has not lost to? The University of Arkansas. Like, the man is undefeated since 2007, and they vacated that win to Arkansas. Doesn't matter who's been in charge, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, doesn't matter where they play the game. Last year, Arkansas got close, 42-35, convinced us all, if I say convinced us all, convinced the rest of y'all that Arkansas is a good football team by how well they acquitted themselves in that loss. Now, they also got their heads handed to them by Georgia in Sanford. I think that's on the table in Tuscaloosa because Bryant-Denny is not an easy environment for anybody. It's a reason why Alabama looks vulnerable on the road, as they did against Texas. I think that they love playing at Tuscaloosa, and they should. I think that Sam Pittman knows better than most what it means to go and try to win a football game there. And after how closely they were played by A&M, a game that I thought they needed to win by double-digit points to make me believe they can go into Tuscaloosa and come out with a win, they're going to have to pull some magic out. Now, it's possible because the pit boss has been pulling miracles for the last 3 years. I just don't see it as likely, man. There's nothing in there to say this is the Arkansas team that beats the Alabama team, except to say, hey, we got to line up and go get it because, you know, passion, competition, they don't give a damn about tradition. They don't give a damn about wins and loss records. Did you show up to play today? Ask Appalachian State that question, right? They got an answer for you. Ask Middle Tennessee that question. They got an answer for you. Perhaps Arkansas will be on its money in the bag and go do us all a service by getting the first win against Alabama Nick Saban since I graduated high school in 2006, Tyler.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
I just don't see it with Arkansas. Maybe if they had beaten Texas A&M last week, but it's hard for me to imagine that after suffering that heartbreaking loss, they're going to be able to bounce back and be as locked in as they need to be to beat Alabama. I just don't see it. But it's our last response. This one comes from Amanda to the Max, and I love this. Amanda says, honestly, could see all three, but Clemson for sure, any given Saturday. I can't see all three, but if Amanda is right here, now we can start talking about 2007 and the comps.
Amanda, Team Chaos. We're on Team Chaos together. It's a beautiful family you have in your Twitter profile. Appreciate the response, and I'm for that. That would be so much fun. That is awesome. Look, we've been looking for a real good blood week to happen. We thought we got it a couple weeks ago, right? We saw Notre Dame go down. Next couple weeks, saw Oklahoma go down. Still waiting on somebody to come after Ohio State or Alabama, because I guess Texas did it, but wasn't able to finish it, or Michigan, Clemson. Like, yes, I'm here for that because that's what I believe the sport is at its best. There are those that believe when the brands are the brands, right? The major brands of college football are all undefeated and they're all doing great, that's good for the sport because, well, everybody knows what's going on. I, like you, Amanda, am a football connoisseur. I love all the footballs, okay? The ones that are played on Tuesdays, the ones that are played on Mondays, Sundays, but mostly on Saturdays. If we could get all three upsets in some sort of wild-ass parlay on Saturday, nobody will be happier about it than me. Also, Amanda to the Max. That's one hell of a way to introduce yourself to the internet, is it not, Tyler?
Not just any Amanda. Amanda to the Max. Amanda wants chaos this weekend. I'm all for it. That'd be awesome.
I'm for it too, man. I'm excited about this weekend of college football. I will be in Iowa City doing a watch party that you can watch on the Twitters at CFB on Fox. We will not, though, be doing a live Saturday reaction show. We'll get into the nitty-gritty on Sunday. And you know what? We'll probably be in the middle of some games that are still being played on Sunday due to some inclement weather that's on its way. For those of y'all that are in the path of Hurricane Ian, please be safe. We'll be praying for you here. And if you can find a way to let us bring you some joy, we would love nothing more than to be that for you. Thank you for watching the #1 college football show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.